Let's quickly talk about personal loans from alternative lenders. I want to do a quick comparison between OppLoans and NetCredit this year, and which is really the best lender when it comes to personal loans. Let's talk about that. So let me give you an overview here. If you think about both OppLoans and NetCredit, you have lenders that really cater to the subprime territory. In other words, they offer personal loans to borrowers with bad credit. So if you have poor credit, if your credit is between 300 and 579, you really want to really talk to OppLoans or NetCredit, or even both of them at the same time. Okay. Now, OppLoans may be a better choice if you want to avoid fees, but its starting APR is actually higher than NetCredit's maximum. Okay. So NetCredit, on the other hand, offers loans of up to $10,000, and they also happen to have a significantly lower range of rates than UpLoans. Okay, so this is important. So one thing I want you to really understand here is that if you want to choose UpLoans or NetCredit, you definitely want to go through their soft pull process. Don't go for the hard pull right away. You want them to really give you a soft pull first to see how much you can qualify for. That way you can protect your FICO score. I mean, if your FICO score is already low, you do not want to really damage it further, right? So think about that. And one thing I also want you to pay attention to with let's say UpLoans or NetCredit is actually to look at the timing. The timing is really important when you apply for the loan. That's going to be very important. Okay, it's usually better to look for promo periods if they have promotional periods and we want to apply at that time. So if you think about UpLoans, they're giving you 500 to 4,000, whereas NetCredit is giving you 1,000 to 10,000. Okay, so you can see that if you want a larger loan amount, NetCredit is a lot better for you. And basically, UpLoans, they have repayment terms from 9 to 18 months, whereas NetCredit, they're giving you 6 to 60 months. So again, you have a longer repayment window through NetCredit. Okay, you do have same day funding in most cases with those two players, so that's really good from a flexibility point of view. That's really fantastic. So if you want your cash real fast, both will actually cater to you, not a problem. So let me give you the details here. I first want to talk to you about app loans, personal loans, and then I'll speak about net credit. Okay. So if you think about app loans, I want you to think about a lender that will give you. I think I just told you they will give you a maximum of $4,000. So 500 all the way to $4,000. Okay. Not a lot, but hey, listen. If you're looking for a smaller loan amount, then app loans could be a great player to really think about. Okay. So basically, app loans is a payday loan alternative, but its interest rates are still significantly higher than what you would get with a traditional personal loan or with net credit for that matter, because they're giving you if you were to think about their APR, they're giving you 160 to 195% in APR. But if you need cash real hard, app loans could be a great options for you. I mean, it depends on how fast you want to repay the loan. So basically, app loans may still cost less than a payday loan, okay, and you can access higher loan amounts. You also get a loan term between 9 and 18 months, okay, which is far more flexible than the quick turnaround that comes with payday loans anyway. So what are the pros and cons here? If you think about app loans, the pros, there are no loan origination fees or prepayment penalties, okay. That's really good because some loan origination fees could go all the way to 10% of the loan amount, which is really high, by the way. And but the good thing is that UpLoans doesn't have that. You also have minimal documentation requirements, so there is a possibility to have a no doc loan through UpLoans, by the way, and there is no hard credit check. On the flip side, with UpLoans, you have short loan terms, okay, 9 to 18 months. So this could be a little disruptive to certain borrowers. But hey, listen, it is what it is. You have a small maximum loan amount, and you have a high minimum APR, by the way. So what about net credit? So if you think about net credit, personal loans, what should you expect this year? Well, net credit right off the bat gives you a larger, like a longer loan repayment window. So you have all the way to 5 years. So that's really good. And you also have a longer loan amount. So you're looking at loans that go all the way to $10,000. So net credit actually offers unsecured personal loans of up to $10,000 with like to borrowers with bad credit. So if you have bad credit, you can still qualify for $10,000 through net credit. Okay, and basically net credit has loans that are relatively flexible with terms of up to 60 months. Okay, and you could also get approved and funded on the same day. By the way, same thing for OppLoans too, though. You can have same day funding. That's totally possible. Now, the starting and maximum APR is kind of lower with OppLoans. It's actually lower than with OppLoans, which can really offset some of the excessive borrowing costs that you have with net credit. So, what are the pros and cons here? If you think about the net credit this year, what kind of pluses and minuses should you be thinking about? Well, the pros. There is no minimum credit score requirements, so that's really good because it gives you more flexibility. You do have longer loan terms, and you have fast funding times. That's really good. And I love that a lot because it gives you all kinds of possibility. You are able to get things done faster. Okay, so that's really good. And so that's basically the positives when it comes to net credit. What about the negatives? What about the cons? What about the drawbacks? Well, origination fees and late payment penalties actually do exist in select states. So just double check that in your state they don't have the origination fee, because the origination fee can really add up big time. I mean, if you're getting an origination fee of 10%, that's a lot of cash coming out of your loan amounts. Okay, and also net credit, it has a limited availability, so it's not in all states that they are present, and joint applicants or co-signers are not allowed. So you have to go on your own. So what's the choice here? How do you choose between OppLoans and net credit? I'll go through a series of criteria to really kind of guide you to make the right choices. Okay, and I first want to talk about the APR range. The thing is that depending on the APR you qualify for, net credit will likely be the more affordable option. Why? Because when it comes to a payment affordability, net credit has a wider range of loan options, including terms of up to 60 months. Okay, think about it. 60 months, that's 5 years. So this gives you a lot of time to really repay the loan, like big time. Okay, that's really good. And so that said, OppLoans offer a smaller loans with no fees, which could be useful if you need, let's say, an emergency loan. Let me first talk about the APR range. So personal loans from OppLoans and NetCredit are most suitable for you if you struggle to get approved for funding with traditional lenders. In other words, you went to your bank, they don't want you. You went to your credit union, they don't want you. You went to an online lender such as SoFi, or such as Avon, or such as I don't know, Upgrade or Upstart. They don't want you. That's when you come to OppLoans or NetCredit. Okay, because if you think about it, the APR range here is kind of high. Both of those lenders come with steep interest rates, up to 195% with OppLoans and 99% with NetCredit. Okay, while that is lower than the starting rate for OppLoans, it is still significantly higher than industry averages. What about the credit score? What about the minimum FICO score? Well, both of those lenders cater to those with poor credit. So in other words, the subprime category, subprime borrowers, but they do not disclose their specific minimum in terms of FICO score. Now, OppLoans goes the extra mile to verify your income as easily as possible by allowing you to connect to your bank account electronically. Okay, because of this, there is usually no need to upload pay stubs, W-2s, or tax returns. So That's kind of cool because it really adds an extra layer of flexibility during the underwriting process. Let's first talk about the repayment terms and the loan amount. So if you think about up loans versus net credit, what should you be thinking about in terms of repayment terms? Well, I think I've said this before that net credit is actually the winner here. Why? Because it has more flexibility, because it gives you up to 5 years to repay the loan, 60 months. That's what the net credit is giving you. In the meantime, up loans is giving you only 18 months. So right off the bat, there's no battle there because 60 months versus 18 months, really, the math is pretty simple. And so basically, a term of up to 5 years can make your monthly payments more affordable. But it just means what? It means that you might end up paying more in interest. So the thing is, if you go with net credit, there's always the risk of you paying more in interest. But hey, listen, if you care, if all you care about now is actually balancing your budget, taking care of your whatever expenses you have, then go with net credit. Okay, just keep in mind that an extended loan term means you will pay more interest over time. Also, the loan amount. So the loan amount. This is also another area where basically net credit is actually the winner. Why? Because if you seek a larger loan amount, go with net credit. That's for sure. Okay, net credit is giving you a maximum of $10,000 versus up loans giving you 4 grand. Okay, so if you seek a small loan, you may be interested in up loans $500 minimum loan versus net credits 1,000 minimum. Okay, so that's something to really think about. You got to ask yourself, what do you want? A larger loan amount or a smaller loan amount? And the thing is that basically the loan amount is not the only thing. It's also how fast you can get the loan, because basically net credit not only will give you a larger loan amount, but also fund you real fast. Okay, so up loans is a relatively they do have a decent funding process, but it's not always fast, depending on the states where you are at. So let's talk about the fees here. If you think about up loans versus net credit, what should you be thinking about the fees? Well, first of all, unlike net credit, up loans does not charge an origination fee on its personal loans. Even better, it has no late fees, which is not the case with net credit. So net credit gives you more money. Approves you for more money, but they also charge fees like crazy. So you just have to be careful about how much you're willing to absorb in terms of fees. Okay, basically, you have to understand that the lack of fees may not outweigh the higher borrowing cost. Okay, so what you want to do is that before you choose between up loans and net credit, you want to check the total cost of your loan with both lenders to see which will be less expensive in terms of repayment terms, but also in terms of approval. Okay, sometimes the fees are not just buried in the APR. You might have fees around, let's say, admin fees, not origination fees. They can call it whatever they want to call it. They can call it something or whatever, okay? Or they can call it a paperwork fees or whatever. So make sure that you do the research first to see how much in the end you are going to pay. One thing I also want to say here is that they do have promos every now and then. So what you want to do is when you call customer service, and you should be calling customer service, by the way. They want you to apply online. That's kind of cool. But you want to really call customer service. And when you call customer service, you're asking them if they have some promo action, if there's a promotion going on, if there is anything happening, any discounts, any incentives, because that's how you actually can be aware of special promotions or special actions. Okay, that way you can really see whether or not you can qualify for a lower APR amount. And this could really make a huge difference, especially if you are going with net credit. Because net credit is giving you a maximum of 10 grand. And if you can have a 1% off the APR, that's going to really help you big time. So what's the bottom line here? In today's conversation, I spoke to you about up loans versus net credit, right? So you have to understand that they both cater to the subprime territory. So they cater to subprime borrowers, people who have bad credit, people who have poor credit. Definitely, definitely. If you have fair credit or even bad credit, you still want to increase your to expand your. You want to cast the wider net of lenders. Okay, reach out to the likes of Avant, reach out to other lenders, like reach out, you can go to a lending club, for instance, okay, to see how much you can qualify for. Simply because you have bad credit doesn't mean you have to limit your options when it comes to lenders, okay? But if for any reason you want to go with those two or either of those two, remember that up loans is great for smaller loan amounts, while net credit is great for larger loan amounts, okay? This should be your number one deciding point. Net credit will give you a maximum of $10,000. Up loans will give you a maximum of $4,000. So right there, if you want to borrow more or less, you know where to go. And number two, you have to also understand that basically you have like you always have the option to go to upgrade or upstart. Upgrade or upstart can really help you also in terms of loan amounts. I mean, they're not always offering better terms. I mean, better APRs. But the cool thing is that they can actually give you options. Either or. You always want to pre-qualify. If you have bad credit, you always want to pre-qualify. You want to make sure that you are getting you're getting the least let's say the least costly alternative, okay? And that's what a soft pull really brings to the table, because if you pre-qualify, you are getting a soft pull, okay? And one thing I want to say also is that when it comes to net credit or op loans, you have to understand that they always have a phone line available. I think I just said it. They both want you to really do everything online because that's how they save money. But you want to really confirm whatever you read on their website. You want to confirm with the sales rep that basically this is what it is, okay? So by calling before applying, you are really clarifying a few things, and you could also make sure that you are avoided some kind of mistakes anyway. So the takeaway here is in today's conversation, I spoke to you about up loans versus net credit. So I'll give you the overview, the details, the choice, and now the bottom line. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.